Hi everyone, back with another behind the scenes today, shooting a little differently to the other ones that I've done. Sorry, as always, being distracted by Dozer. Poor little thing, you see his nose? A blowfly caused that. Ouch. You okay, boy? Oh, come on, you'll survive. It's not the end of the world, you'll survive. In case you're wondering, yes, I did wash my hands, so don't worry, hygienic. Okay. So I haven't decided what to call this, but it's basically a one-pan dinner bake with chicken drumsticks and yummy lemon and garlic flavours. So as you can see, I've got the curtains mostly drawn and I'm using pegs to hold the curtains in place to reduce the amount of light coming into the set. By reducing the size of the light source, what I'm doing is I'm creating more shadow in my set. The reason I want more shadows in this set is because I want this photo to convey a cozy winter evening meal. In comparison, if I wanted to do a summer fun party type atmosphere, then I'd have a lot more light coming into the set. I haven't styled this at all. It's just as it came out of the oven, but it's gone cold. So I'm going to give it a quick spray of olive oil to make it look like it's piping hot. So I'm shooting on the ground, and I don't like to shoot on the ground because, hygiene reasons. The reason why I've got it set up on the ground for this particular set, the reason is because I want to capture quite a bit in the frame, more than I ordinarily do. There's a whole baking pan there, and I want to get a lot of that in the shot. So if I had this on a table or even on a box elevated off the ground, then I'd be shooting from quite high up. So that's why it's on the ground instead. Just to make my life a little easier because I am, vertically challenged. The reason I have two shooting surfaces there is because the brown wood is two separate pieces of wood that I just pushed together, and I put it on top of the white wood because it then makes my life easier if I need to shift the set around. That's all. Okay, so I'm going to finish styling this. So I've got these lemons that I caramelized on the stove to keep them pretty. I'm going to put them onto the dish. So just plonking them in, making sure that some of them are facing towards the light. The next thing I'm going to do is add some greens into the shot, so some oregano. My trick is just to sprinkle from a height. And I think I want to have some fronds in the set as well, so there you go, that's a start. And that is pretty much all I'm going to do to this set because there's quite a lot going on in the pan already, so I want to keep the props fairly simple. Although having said that, I think it might benefit from something to break it up. I couldn't film myself taking this shot because I wasn't using a tripod. I just stood over the food, looked down and took this shot. Okay, and for the next shot, I'm going to do an angle shot in the pan, and you can see that I've turned the shooting surface so the light is coming more from behind the food. And the reason I did that is because I want to capture nice sparkle on the food, and you get better sparkle the further behind the food the light is coming. This is going to be fun. I don't have a tripod low enough, so what I'm going to be doing is sitting cross-legged on the ground and shooting from here. And there's the shot I just took, sitting on the ground. While I was sitting on the filthy ground, I noticed that it was a bit dark at the front of the shot, so you can see there I've added a reflector. Okay, and this is the next setup. So I've plated up the food, same shooting surface, same napkin, same oregano garnish, just added a water glass, knife and fork, and I've got the reflector there to fill the dark shadows in the set. I forgot to do this with the other shot, but I'm going to do it with this one. I'm going to take an iPhone shot so you can see that with good lighting you can take a good photo even with an iPhone. If I didn't have a DSLR, I'd be happy with that shot and I'd use it on my blog. So I took this shot freestyle as well. I just stood over the set, feet planted on either side, looked down and took the shot. And here's the shot. I'm happy with that. I'll crop it in when I'm editing, but I'm happy with the styling and lighting. The last shot I'm going to do is a pour shot, and that's because all this yummy braising liquid here is a sauce for the dish. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put some sauce into this bowl, and then I'm going to use a spoon and do an action shot with a spoon drizzling the sauce. Painful thing is, I'm going to have to move this up onto a table because I need to use my tripod for the action shot. Bummer. So moving the set up to the table wasn't too much of a drama. I just picked up the wooden board and lifted it up to the table. Wasn't too heavy. The more painful part was adjusting the curtains. I just had to fiddle with it a bit to make the opening wider and let more light into the set. So that's the shot I just took, and the thing that's bugging me is the drumstick and the lemon. They're just too evenly placed beside each other. The other thing is you can't see enough of the oregano, so I'm just going to make those two little changes and then shoot it again. Okay, so these are the little adjustments I made to the set. I added a bit of green fluffage there, some oregano. I tilted the lemon and I moved some potato to the front so you can see that as well. Oh, and I added a little cherry tomato there because when I tilted the lemon, the front part looked a little bare. Okay, so let's take a shot. There it is. There's the shot. Pretty happy with that actually. Don't think I need to do any more adjustments. So what I'm going to do with the pour shot, it's going to be too hard to video, but I've got the bowl with some sauce in it. I'm going to put some sauce in the spoon. I'm going to reach over the reflector. I'm going to set the timer, and then when it beeps, I'm going to pour. So here's one of the shots that I took. This is the one with the spoon. And then I also took one using a jug, which I actually prefer. Dozer, you haven't been very attentive today. What's going to happen if a piece of chicken falls on the ground? You might miss out. And that is it for this Mediterranean bake, which means lunchtime. See you next time.